Hello, mindful friends. Today we're going to be talking about the stories we tell ourselves and why they may be decreasing our experience of happiness in the present moment. So these stories that we tell ourselves usually involve something about the future in a prediction, the shoulds, the coulds, the mights, the probablys, or they involve something from the past. So telling past stories, analyzing them, why they had the effect that they did on our lives, how they might still be playing a role, how we should fix them somehow today. And when we notice this kind of mind wandering, right, because these stories we're telling, they are essentially the mind wandering away from the present experience, we may notice that most of that mind wandering is negative, which they have found in studies saying that about 90% of our mind wandering is not so helpful to us and are stories that create anxiety or worry or negative predictions. So when we are storytelling, we are essentially creating a negative experience for ourselves in the present. And I experienced this week when my fiance had a crash on his bike and got a handlebar to the ribs. And we had to go to the doctor and figure out what's going on. Present moment experience, not exactly super pleasant, but where my true anxiety and discomfort came from were all the stories I was telling myself about the possibilities for the future, what might arrive, what we should be doing in the future, how it could affect the future. And all of my predictions were mostly negative, right? I didn't have a lot of sunshine and butterfly stories about him recovering super quickly and everything being fine. It was mostly, how is this going to affect our lives in the future? And then, of course, this brings up feelings of worry and I need to control what's going to happen in the future. How can I fix this? How can I guarantee that it will be a good outcome? And all of these things just send your mind whirling. And of course, a little bit goes to the past and says, how could we have avoided this? What could we have done better? This is what was bad about that choice or experience. And as I observe this, and it was, well, what effect is this having on my presence in this moment? And nothing good, right? It brought me into a state of worry, of anxiety, of woe is me. And in that state, I'm not able to be present for the experience at hand and to see what's really going on in the moment. And you can't see the needs of the moment, and you can't be a positive presence in the actual experience you're having because you are living these other experiences in the future or the past. And so how I brought myself back and the techniques that kind of work for this is, first, obviously, using that mindful awareness to recognize what your mind is doing and call it like it is. I am storytelling. I'm storytelling. I'm not here. And in those, observations, you see, is this something that's I know is going to happen? Is it something that is guaranteed? Is this serving me in any way to be having these thoughts or these ruminations about the past? Is it something that I can realistically take care of in this present moment? Well, in my case, no, it was not. All right, so we've asked that question. I say, what effect is this having on me in this present moment? You use your mindful awareness to observe. Oh, I feel anxiety. I feel worried. My muscles are tightening. My mind is scattered. I'm not very present. All right, is this state of being serving you well? That is, kind of the consequence of this storytelling that's going on in your mind. Well, no, it's not serving me well. Okay, so then we ask ourselves, in this present moment, what would actually serve me better? What kind of mind state would help this experience be more pleasant, less suffering here and now? And how could I help myself to show up intentionally and as my true self in this moment? And so in my case, you can use a mantra, you can use positive affirmations, you can use things that get you into a mindset that helps you be better, be more positive. And for me, it was all I can take care of is this present moment. I don't know, the outcome of this. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I'll take care of that moment when I get there. Telling stories in my head about what will happen in that future doesn't help me right now. So I can take care of this present moment. And in this present moment, I know that the best thing I can do is to show up here calm, peaceful, collected, and in an open and observing manner, so that I can watch what's happening here and now and recognize how I could be of best service in this moment. And that mental state is what's going to serve me best right now. It's going to take care of this present moment. And so those stories I was telling were not permitting me to be present in this moment, was doing nothing to help me take care of the actual situation at hand. And so when I could redirect my attention, and anytime I notice the mind wandering again, I would remind myself, the best thing I can do is take care of this present moment. Observe what's going on in this moment, recognize how I can best serve and be present here and now. And repeating that to myself to remind myself over and over, this is what's going to take care of me right now. And that helps to take us out of those story mindsets and to come back into a state of being that serves in this present moment. So in your own life, if you recognize this and you want to switch out of storytelling, you can use those same steps, is to recognize where the mind is going. Notice what that is doing to your state of being. How are you feeling in those? Ask yourself if that serves you well and is helping you to show up well in this moment. And then if it's not, set that intention to shift and ask yourself, what would serve me best in this moment? And create your little reminder, affirmation, or mantra around that, and continue to remind yourself to come back to the present moment and take care of this situation. Because all our storytelling does is lead us off into negative directions, drain our energy, fatigue our body, create aches and pains, and develop a negative perspective of reality. And if that is the case for us, then it's not serving us very well here and now, and it's not helping us to show up in a way that serves us and those around us positively. So this week I invite you to look into your own stories and the way that they pull you out of your present moment and come up with your little reminders as to how to return to the present and be here for the experience at hand. If you like these talks and would like to join us for a group session or individual coaching, please visit us at newleafmindfulness.com. My new book is published and available for purchase anywhere on online platforms that you buy ebook or print content, and also through my studio. It's called Healing Mindfully: Finding Peace Through Pain, Illness, and Aging. A great read for anybody, because at some time in our lives we will all face those difficulties and sufferings in our physical form. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you all very soon.